that?
Why not? I don't think Townsend's gonna mind.
Yes, but I have a feeling everyone else will mind. If you traumatic it up the first time, no one wants a second show that Townsend's trip to Town.
She's quite right, old chap. I'm still trying to scrub the image from my mind. I'm sure I won't sleep for weeks.
I'm just looking for customers.
Shouldn't we leave that for some leads? Yes, we should. Can you try the phone again?
We just tried it, it's out.
We'll try it again.
Still nothing. Just like 2 minutes ago when you tried it before.
Oh, it must be the storm.
Any luck with the phone?
No, nothing. No dial tone, no static, nothing. It's completely dead.
Just like Townsend.
This is so awful. Poor Townsend.
I don't understand you would do this to Townsend. He was a good man.
Has anyone seen that Edna girl?
No, she was many things, but she couldn't have done this.
She's missing, and that makes her a suspect.
Or a victim. Sweet girl, I really hope she's alright.
So what about the vehicles?
I'm hoping to signal in some way. Either the points have been messed with or the tires have
And
been
slashed. They're all mostly fixable, just a little timing something. Edward's Rolls Royce is the most badly damaged. Someone in town has slashed everything. The tires, the seats, even smashed the window shield. What about the Bentley? She's all right. Don't worry. It was just the points. Me and Alanette were able to get her fixed up. I managed to get Mrs. Peel's Cortino running as well. I have a truck down at the groundskeeper's cottage. It'll be a tight squeeze, but I think we can hold on. We can't go anywhere.
No, we need to leave. Auntie Cassie's right. You heard, Mr. Carter. We have to stay here the whole night or we forfeit our share.
I'm sure under these circumstances, Mr. Carter would understand.
Well, you can take your chances, but I'm not gonna take mine.
Yes, go ahead. One less person to share the money with.
Robert, please tell me that is not your primary motivation here.
Of course it is. I have a very serious career goal of never having to work again.
Speechless.
Look, you need to sit and wait for the police to arrive. It's probably bad enough we moved Townsend's body. Who knows what kind of evidence we've destroyed?
How are the police going to get here if we can't call them?
That's not what I meant. This is my last chance to talk to Elizabeth. Her last chance to tell me what really happened that night. I'm not giving that up.
Mother, this is insane. You can't be serious. There's a murder in this. We would hope to stay on.
As long as we stay together, we'll be safe. Besides, the house goes up for sale tomorrow, and any chance I have to find out will be gone. This is my last chance to love.
But the ghost isn't real. Why don't you people get that through your heads? It's not real.
The ghost is real. Lucy saw her.
No, Sarah, don't.
What did you see?
She's real. I saw her tonight in this room.
Not this again. Stop lying, Lucy.
No, let's speak. Go on, Gail. Tell me what you saw.
I found a locket on the floor over there by the fireplace. I didn't know who it belonged to, so I opened it. Then I heard a voice. She said mine. It was her. The painting, it seemed to come alive. I couldn't stop my feet, so I put it back on the mantle.
Right.
I believe her. I've seen things too. And I know you have as well, Marvin. Don't deny it.
Yes, I have. Ever since I started working in this cursed place. I just tried to ignore it.
Can't be serious.
Be quiet and let him speak.
I've seen and heard everything everyone else has, but over these last few months it seems to have gotten worse.
I agree. I've seen Elizabeth too, but you turn a corner and she'd be gone.
Did Edward ever talk about seeing Elizabeth?
Townsend was the only one he'd allow into his room. He was worried for Mr. Marston. Said he'd speak of Elizabeth, that she'd come to him, and she'd stand in the corner and stare, and the music, it would play over and over again.
Yes, but in the last few months of his life, his health was declining. It's hard to tell if he really saw her or if he was just delusional.
When your other senses are taken away, the veil between the living and dead can become thinner. It's not unusual for dying people to see their loved ones have already passed on.
You're all raving. All of you. I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Mrs. Peel, how about you go and take Mr. Poole and the girls and go make us some tea? I'm sure we'll all feel better with some tea in our stomachs so that we can start to plan. Well, off you go. Thank you, sister. What a contemptible woman. Right. What are we going to do?
Stay together, that's for sure. No one is allowed to say, I'll be right back.
Fine by me. There's a deranged killer on the loose.
What if you have to go to the lavatory?
Don't worry, dear. Let us lie with a weekend.
I have a question. How old was Edward when he died? I just imagine he died of old age.
He would have been 68 next month. Not too old, really.
No, that's not old at all. Was he ill?
Yes, some sort of virus. The doctor said he seemed to decline very quickly.
Edna said that he started having terrible stomach pains, lost his appetite, and when he did eat, he couldn't keep anything down.
Edna, when did you talk to her?
When we first got here, she was fishing for info on you. It was easy to get her to talk. She loved to gossip.
Really? What else did she say?
She said that when Edna first started to feel sick, the doctors gave him medicine to help, but his symptoms just continued to get worse and worse. After a while, he refused to see any more doctors.
Well, that doesn't seem like a very good idea.
Edward developed a mistrust of doctors after they failed to help him and Miss Elizabeth when the Miss Elizabeth started family. After that, he had no use for them.
Who did have contact with Edward in those last few months?
He refused to see anyone but Townsend. I can see where you're going with this, but surely you don't think it was Townsend? I refuse to believe it. He was so dedicated to Mr. Marston.
No, I don't think that's possible anymore. Were there any other symptoms?
Because of the stomach pains and vomiting, he was increasingly dehydrated. He suffered partial blindness and started losing his hair. And then, of course, the hallucinations.
Sounds like he suffered. Good. Mother, that's so... Are they coming back with that tea anytime soon? I'm going to go see if I can help.
Hey, you fruit so much. Why do you such a large staff? Seems like a very good waste of very good money, if you ask me.
House this size needs to be maintained on a regular basis. Otherwise, it will begin to crumble and decay. Besides, I think for whatever reason, Mr. Marston wanted to keep the house the same as it was on the day that Miss Elizabeth died. He was very strict about it. In the garden. One year I planted the wrong colored flowers on the borders. You should have seen the fit he threw. Maybe rip them all out and replace them with the right color. They said it's a succession.
I have another question. How exactly did Edward make his money? I mean, 19 million pounds is a hell of a lot to leave behind.
Edward's father died around 1920. He left Edward a tidy sum of money in a small estate somewhere south of Cambridge. Edward was already working in London at the time and didn't know what to do with it. A real estate developer approached him about the land he inherited, offered him well above market value, so of course he snapped it up.
What did the developer want with the land?
The suburbs, Arthur. You know, those lovely housing estates sprawling out over the countryside. He realized there's about to be a huge need for new roads, railway lines, housing. He studied the different cities to find the most likely areas, bought up the land at a low price, and sold it for a nice profit.
He started doing the same thing on the continent with similar success. By the time the Second World War rolled around, he'd already made a sizable fortune. He met Elizabeth the year before. They were married and he fell in love with this land, so he built this house for her.
He was so romantic. He was so in love. Until it didn't suit him anymore. I'm glad he suffered at the end. It's only a fraction of what he deserved. You'd better watch your mouth, Cassandra Monroe. You have as much of an idea of what happened the night Elizabeth died as we do. Edward didn't deserve to live out his last few months in torment. Nobody does. Well, I'm sure those last few months seemed like a breeze, considering where he is now. Oh, that's it!
Ladies! Ladies, please. Everybody is on edge right now. The last thing we need is for tempers to get out of hand.
Arthur, why did you stop when things were just about to get entertaining?
Robert, shut up. Maybe this is what the murderer wants, to get us all arguing, to cause more confusion. Robert, I'm scared and I want to leave.
No, don't you dare, Davina. We're staying here. I'm not letting some idiot scare me out of what's rightfully mine.
The tea's here. Thank goodness.
Where's Mrs. Peel?
She decided to stay in the kitchen, said she needed a moment alone.
Will she be all right in there by herself? Should someone go check on her?
Oh, Mrs. Peel will be all right. Besides, when she gets like this, it's best to leave her be for a while.
Oh, understood.
Arthur, have some tea. You'll feel better.
Of course.
What is it with you English and your tea?
Calms the nerves and soothes the soul, love.
I agree, but still. Excuse me? That's a little bit rude.
What's that noise?
What noise?
I heard it too.
I don't hear anything.
Shh!
Shut up and listen, will you?
It's her. It's my Elizabeth.
Can you tell where it's coming from?
It seems to be loud in here. I think it's coming from the hallway.
Elizabeth, it's Cassandra. I'm here for you. Talk to me. I'm here for you. Elizabeth?
Did you see anything?
No, there was nothing there.
Are you sure?
There was nothing. The hallway was empty.
But it was her. It was Elizabeth. She was trying to reach out. Alan, we need to hold back Cassandra. There's no way I'm going to force her into doing this. But we need to do it now. That sounds like it came from the kitchen. Do you think that's just Mrs. Peel venting her emotions, or should we go check on her?
What in the world? Oh, good. Lucy, come with me.
Look, I really don't think making rash choices right now is the best idea. We need to sit and weigh out our options.
Right, old chap. No need to be rushing into anything. You just gotta sit tight till 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Robert, I can't believe you're considering this. This is the most ridiculous thing, even for you.
Come on, sis. We're talking about $3 million each. Do you know what this means for us? I'm not giving that up.
It's no way, but I can't believe
She's dead! There's blood everywhere!
No, don't do this! What's happened in there?
Miss Peel, oh no, I slipped in so much blood.
I don't know, it's a mess in there. Like she tried to fight back. This was in her hand.
What is that? It looks like the sort of material you get a veil out of.
Miss Elizabeth was married in her wedding gown and veil.
Are you trying to say a ghost did this? That's preposterous. Elizabeth would never hurt anyone. She was gentle and
I
kind.
don't care anymore. I'm not waiting for anyone else to die. Lucy and I are leaving this place. We're taking Mrs. Peel's car. If you want to join, you better come now.
Oh, Sarah, wait! Mother, we can't stay here. It's too dangerous. Please, we don't care about the money. Let's go. No, I need to stay. We need to talk to my sister. This was my last chance, Celeste. But they're leaving now. Celeste, don't you dare walk out of here.
I'm understanding, but things are getting a little serious here.
Come on, people, don't bail on me. Don't bail on me now. Just a few hours, we're home free. $3 million, man. If we all stick together, we'll all be safe.
No, I think Celeste is right. We need to leave.
Thank goodness you're all finally starting to see sense.
But how are we all going to get out? Mr. Poole just took the Cortina, and we're not all going to fit in the Bentley.
I have a truck down at the groundskeeper's cottage. It won't be the most comfortable ride, but we'll all get out of here together.
Elizabeth, please give me a sign. Please, anything. Try. I'm begging you. Please, Elizabeth. Anything. I'm begging you. Elizabeth. Sid, please go get the truck.
I promise.
It's her. Martha, she heard me. It's her. I can feel it.
Everyone stay here. We'll be right back. Sit, halt! Anything?
No. Nothing. Jesus Christ. Not really, no. Then we're stuck here.
No, we have to leave. We can't stay here. We don't seem to have a choice. No, she's right. I have to get you all out of here.
You don't have to feel responsible for us. We're all this together now. We just have to stick together and we'll all be safe.
I thought that Sid had said, why did you told us to go get the truck and he'd still be alive?
You can't think like that. You're not responsible for what happened to poor old Sid.
think that the guardian she is to the chest is pretty obvious.
Shut up! What did you see?
I can't say for certain it was all blur, but it looked like a veiled figure.
So you're saying we're being picked off by ghosts?
No, I told you. Elizabeth would never do anything like this. Alanette, you seem to be our expert on this kind of thing. Have you ever heard of a ghost killing anyone?
Other than scaring someone out of their wits? No.
You see, I told you. It could be Elizabeth. She was always gentle and kind.
It's besides the point. We have to find a way to get out of this house.
We're not leaving. You heard the music. It's a clear sign she's trying to make contact. We need to seize the moment.
But
Alanette, I implore you, please help me make contact with my sister. Maybe then we can give her the peace she deserves.
Alanette, you do not have to do this. You let her bully you into doing something you aren't comfortable with.
Don't worry, you know I'm no pushover. She couldn't bully me if she tried. Besides, I want to do this. I can feel Elizabeth. She's so close. Okay, I'll do it. But you have to follow my instructions to the letter.
Really? Oh my goodness, yes, I'll do whatever you say.
Are you serious? I'm not sure I'm comfortable with this.
Mother, this is insanity. There's a murderer and this new one called a seance. As long as we all stay together, we'll all be safe. Really? That didn't work so well for poor Sid, did it? That was different. He was leaving. He wasn't on his guard.
So what you're saying is we're stuck in this room until the boats come back home and we can call for help?
Well, in a few hours, that lawyer chap will be back and everything will be okay.
Miss Monroe, that's right. We'll stay here. We'll be safe. Stay together. Find a way to get out of it.
All I'm saying is we need to be on our guard. If any of us need to leave this room, we go with no less than 3 other people. Now, Alan, what do we need to gather from the seance?
We're doing a seance. It would be easy enough for someone to come in here and pick us off one by one. What then?
That's a good point.
You're right. I'll keep a lookout. I don't hold much with that mumbo jumbo anyways. Seems more productive than holding hands and farming a dead people.
Well, fine, Alan, what else do we need?
We'll need to gather a few things first. Sarah, we'll need some candles, some salt, and some incense, or better still, some dried sage. Can you put your hands on those items easily?
Yes, but I need to go into the kitchen.
Wait, Sarah. Wait, you can't go in there alone. I'll go with you. Robert, what you make of our party free?
With Mrs. Field laid on the floor. Sorry about that. I have a terribly weak stomach. I'd be more of a hindrance. I'll stay here and protect the ladies.
Howard, I'll go with you, Arthur. Arm yourself. Now, Alan, what else do we need?
We'll need to prepare the space. Do you have Elizabeth's locket?
Yes, it's right here.
Why do you need the locket?
It's a divination tool that'll help me focus our energies and connect with Elizabeth.
Oh, this is making me very nervous. But have you done this before?
Yes, many times. It's normal to feel a little apprehensive, but there's nothing to worry about. Either Elizabeth will come through or she won't. Nothing bad will happen.
Famous last words.
Elizabeth will come through. She has to.
And I'll do everything in my power to make that happen, but first we have to prepare the space.
Everything's there.
Yes, I don't want to go back into that room.
How bad was it? You remember that abattoir in Istanbul?
Oh, good. All right, everyone, please arrange yourselves in a circle.
The lights. Excuse me. Do we need to stand for this?
No, you can sit. It's better if you're comfortable. Before we begin, it's important to remember that the seance work best for people that are calm and have good intentions. It's important that everyone takes this seriously.
She's talking to you, Robert. What do you think about opening your mouth?
My lips are sealed, I promise.
I'm going to begin by cleansing the space and creating a protective circle around us. Then I will call to the spirit of Elizabeth and ask her to communicate with us. It is imperative that the circle remains unbroken until the end of the seance. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
Okay, everyone, join hands and join your energies. I I call upon the watchtowers of the north, the east, the south, and the west, sacred sisters and sacred ancestors. I call upon the sacred elements, air, fire, water, and earth. I invite you to come forth to attend this rite and protect this circle. Look upon us with favor and grace us with the divine energy to contact the spirit realm. Hear us, O spirits. We call to the spirit of Elizabeth Marston. Come to us, sister. Use our energies to make your presence known. She's close. I can feel her. Elizabeth, give us a sign that you are near. Yes, that's Elizabeth. Use me as your energy. Use me as your voice. Speak to us, Elizabeth. Speak.
Elizabeth, are you there?
Sister, I am here.
Elizabeth, is that really you, Elizabeth? Ask her a question only she would know the answer to. On your wedding day, I gave you something special. What was it?
A key. You said it was so I would always have a way out from Edward.
Yes, that's right. It was a key.
You hated him.
No, Elizabeth, that's not true.
Hated him.
No, he was never good enough for you, even with all his money and his fancy.
Edward loved me.
No, he didn't. He couldn't have.